Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about all new products that were announced at the HEAL convention. That's HEAL convention in Salt Lake City, Utah. Every year, dōTERRA does a massive international convention. This year was kind of let's call it a relaunch, because for a couple of years, due to the pandemic, we've had a very constrained type of convention. And I would say this year, for the first time, everything was kind of back to normal. So that's a really good feeling. A little bit smaller than we've seen in past years, but really still a big outpouring of love and service and kindness, and just an honor to be able to watch it. If you watched the convention, whether it was live or you watched it virtually, please let me know in the comments below. I'd really love to hear what you were thinking. This week, we will be reviewing some of those products, and we're also going to be talking a little bit about something actually that's happening today. Like many of you, I, up until a few minutes ago, was actually watching the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. And if you are whether you are a devotee of Queen Elizabeth, whether it's something that you feel, yes, I'm not necessarily a monarchist, but I'm a person who admires the Queen. I personally have a lot of admiration and just sadness at her passing, but also a feeling of what a life well lived. So I wanted to honor her for a slide or two, because I think it's important for us to kind of look to her as a beacon, as you would, and a point of guidance for many of us, because I think she did a lot for us, whether or not we are, regardless of what country we're in. So I love this particular picture. She's looking beautiful here. We know that Her Majesty served for 70 faithful years. She was a beautiful young woman who devoted herself to a life of service. And here she is, actually, I think right before her coronation, but 25, 26 years old when she was during her coronation, and just a wonderful example for all of us. Here she is later on. I love that kind of smirky smile that she has. She leaves us a legacy of what I'll call grace, dignity, and dedication. So this smiling, wonderful lady really changed so many lives. And I want you to think about, as you go about your daily life, how you can be changing lives. One of the messages from the dōTERRA convention was how we change lives, how we step into those shoes of service for others, and how our dedicated service, our lives, or our legacy can be one of dignity and dedication to the lives of others. Being in service is something that dōTERRA has expounded from the beginning, and I would say is part of their legacy. Here she is looking a little bit more serious, but I have to say it's important for us to understand that the Queen was not... Oh, there we go. Gosh, sorry, everyone. The Queen was not only a mother, a serious monarch, and the head of so many organizations that changed people's lives. She was also, and this is my absolute favorite photo of her, finally a mother, a grandmother, great-grandmother, and the people's queen. I heard Piers Morgan say that today as I was watching the presentations on television. I got up super early with my husband to watch the Queen's funeral. I felt that, I don't know, I owed it to her, but also a life of service, and also an amazing example of someone who stood in kindness and service to so many people for her entire life. So we want to thank you for your service, Queen Elizabeth II. And I want to talk now. Let's go into our presentation about the convention. So are you ready to hear about everything that came? For those of you who didn't go to the convention or weren't able to watch the convention, this is going to be kind of our launch, if you will. I'm super excited about everything that I have to show you. Number one on the hit parade, here is our convention kit. Now, if you attended convention, if you bought a convention ticket, you were able to purchase this online, either to have it sent to you, and there were some different sorts of products either included or not included based on where you were and whether or not you were picking it up in person or not. My guess is that this convention kit is going to be available in some form or other for the next few weeks, depending on what your market is and where you're located. online so that you're going to be able to get a full convention kit if you want them. This particular kit here shows everything that was available. I, for one, have so many, I don't know, just great feelings about the new products. Very surprised by some of them, others of them not so much. We also had a big quiet launch, if you will, of MetaPower, which I don't know, we all love MetaPower, even though we haven't had a chance to try it yet. But we actually heard some of the amazing transformational stories about MetaPower, and this is no different. This year, I guess it's no different than every other year that we hear just how our products, dōTERRA products, are changing lives. So first up on the hit parade was our Super Mint blend. It is a blend of 4 different mints. What I love about the Super Mint blend is it includes peppermint, Japanese mint, bergamot mint, and spearmint. It does come from some of the northern regions of Italy, listen to me, India, that are very hard hit by poverty, and we are trying, dōTERRA is trying actively to include families and women in the production of essential oils. So hooray for India, many years part of the Commonwealth, and also really launching an effort in the northern part of India to grow a product or grow a series of mint products that come together to make Super Mint. So what do we know about Super Mint? We know that it's a synergistic blend that can really do some easy things like freshen the breath, but it can also be taken internally to support a healthy digestive system. You can, of course, diffuse Super Mint for things like focus or improved executive function. That's a phrase that I'm going to be using a lot. Improved executive function. Many of us struggle with distraction. We have a feeling that we never really focus. It's our phones. It's just the lifestyle we lead. And Super Mint is kind of here to help. We can be using it throughout the day as an inspiring aroma. We can use it in our office, in our car, to refresh your space. Of course, you can do things like put it in your hands and just rub your hands together and cup them over your nose and mouth for any time, a boost any time of the day. You can use it in a massage, and of course, you can use it in water. I think as we begin to try out Super Mint, and because it is coming in 3 different delivery systems, as you saw in that previous slide, they are going to work synergistically. So if you're applying it perhaps to the back of the neck with your roll-on, with your touch Super Mint, if you're putting in your diffuser or in your water or maybe in a capsule, with your bottle of essential oil, and then finally using your beadlets throughout the day. I'm thrilled that dōTERRA is coming out with additional beadlets. Beadlets for me are life-changing. Love beadlets. The more beadlets, the merrier. And so now we're actually going to have 4 flavors of beadlets, which is super exciting for me. Super Mint can support mental clarity and give us enhanced stamina, which is a really cool thing. So when we talk about enhanced stamina, we can either be applying it onto our muscles and joints. We can put it on the back of our neck if we're going to be doing something actually physical, or we can be doing increased stamina in terms of our work life. If you're doing paperwork or you're concentrating, trying to prepare a presentation, you want to have that stamina that keeps you focused and in line as long as you need to do that. Last but not least, we want to open up our airways. We can be using our Super Mint on our chest and on our back to keep our airways clear. Next on the hit parade are our beadlets. Really, really amazing. Here's just a tiny, convenient, vegetarian, carrageenan-free beadlet that just works like your other beadlets. You can just pop it in your mouth. You can let it melt. You can chew on, crunch it in your teeth. I love beadlets. You can, people say, slowly let it dissolve in your mouth. I'm the cruncher. So tell me in the chat, are you a cruncher or are you a dissolver? You can give me a C for cruncher, a D for dissolver, whichever you prefer. And if you're watching on YouTube and you're not on live, please give me some comments in the chat. We are actively building our team here on YouTube. So exciting. We just passed, I think, the 60,000 views on this channel, which for me is mind-boggling. And we're right up against the 400 video mark. I know we've recorded 400 videos on this channel, which sounds unbelievable to me. So thank you to everyone who helps to support this channel. We really are a family. Want to make sure that each and every week, the information that you're hearing is valuable to you. Next on the hit parade is the roll-on, the Superman Touch. You can put it on your pulse points to be energized during the day. As I mentioned, back of the neck, of course, the wrists, and using it throughout the day. I would be certain you could apply it to any sort of muscles or joints or achiness where you're just feeling some sort of discomfort, but also using it as a refresher. You could be applying it on the soles of your feet, or really just giving yourself a good massage of your feet. You've been doing a lot of exercise. I'm sure sometimes you come home at the end of the day, some of you who live in warmer countries, and your feet just are aching. What a great thing to be able to just take off your shoes and give yourself a little bit of a foot massage. Or maybe when you come out of the shower, you want to just refresh yourself and give yourself a bit of a foot massage. Either way, your Superman roll-on, your Superman Touch is going to be the product for you. Next up is our eucalyptus. Now, we've always had eucalyptus. I know some of you who didn't watch the convention might be saying, oh, we got a couple of crunchers here. Shui N says, an impatient cruncher. I'm with you. I want that immediate burst of flavor. But for eucalyptus oil, we've got now a blend of 4 types of eucalyptus. So the primary chemical constituent continues to be eucalyptol, but now we've got 4 different eucalyptus plants coming into the one of it was globulus, and also cochii, which are included in some of our other blends. So those are our newer, if you will, additions to our eucalyptus blend. You can be diffusing your eucalyptus blend, of course. You can use it in your shower for fresh spa-like experience. Add it to a carrier lotion or fractionated coconut oil during massage. Many people use eucalyptus to open up airways. You know, the towel and the bowl method, that's kind of the traditional. I'm looking forward to kind of smelling my original eucalyptus side by side with the new one. I want to see what the difference is. This also helps us with supply chain issues, and also helps us to be able to maintain the integrity and the profile of our eucalyptus, whatever is happening around the world. dōTERRA is becoming very conscientious about making sure that if we need eucalyptol via our eucalyptus, we're able to get it. So that's an important consideration as the company grows and more people are using essential oils, specifically essential oils from dōTERRA. So we want to make sure our supply chain is maintained. This is a super interesting product that was released at convention. This is a shampoo and conditioning bars. Now, if you were at convention, you saw some of the videotape of women with super long hair actually trying this. First the shampoo and then the conditioner, some of them very skeptical. I have to tell you, the minute I saw it, I thought to myself, my college-age son will love this, but I thought, I don't know if that's for me. But when I saw what it did to the beautiful tresses of the ladies who tried the product, I thought, maybe it is for me. So I really want to make sure that this is something. And I'm also thinking my husband would probably love this product. Let's see. You may just find bars of shampoo and conditioner in my shower from now on. I don't know. Well, we're going to try it out as soon as we get our hands on it. These are strengthening bars. So they're going to cleanse the scalp, strengthen all types of hair with fermented rice water, which is nourishing and hydrating. It can improve hair texture. Many of the ladies that were interviewed and super long hair, like I think I have long hair, but they had really long hair, right? It refreshes with mint and rosemary. It's going to leave the scalp clean and healthy. For me, that's always a big one. I'm always mindful that my scalp is healthy. Some of you I know struggle with some of the scalp issues, excessively dry scalp, and other challenges that can sometimes present themselves on the scalp. It is safe for color treated hair and free of sulfates. So Let's try it, everybody. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It, of course, does not have things like parabens, phthalates, silicones, synthetic fragrances, or dyes, which is important. It saves water and space, reduces plastic use, and travels easily. So if you need to take your shampoo with you when you travel, this is your new product. We want to make sure that you're trying it out. So on all my live people, and actually I have a recommendation in the chat. Teresa's telling us maybe a good idea to take it to your own salon. Cool. And see what they say. Maybe have they used bars before? I don't know if they have. So that's a really cool thing to do. If you are considering using it, could you give me a thumbs up or a 1? I would love to see either one. If you're on YouTube, give me a click below and let me know, is it something that you would want to try? I have to say, I've never used shampoo bars. I've seen them before in health food stores, and I always think to myself, that's for men. But now that I've seen some ladies with beautiful hair using them, and their hair really looks shiny and soft, I'm up for it. I'm going to try it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about gardenia. Oh my goodness, one of my favorite scents. That and jasmine, just that beautiful, heady floral aroma. I love gardenia. I have to say, I love all the floral oils in doTERRA, whether it's rose or lavender or ylang-ylang, any of the fragrances. I just love magnolia. Just my favorite essential oils are definitely the flowers. Gardenia is a rich, sweet, uplifting aroma, and can very supportive of healthy skin. You're going to be applying this to the pulse points for just personal aroma, and also for healthy skin care and relaxation. All of our floral oils, and I would say generally the floral oils are in this category, provide relaxation and skin support. I'm sure gardenia is no different, but I personally am going to be wearing it as a personal fragrance. I love the scent of gardenia and can't wait to try it up close and personal. Okay. Another interesting product, expanding on the On Guard line, is our hand sanitizing gel. Comes in a small bottle, 50 milliliters, but it looks super powerful. They actually floated some bottles of sanitizing gel down from the sky, from the ceiling in the convention center, so that a few lucky grabbers would be able to try it. People were saying that it smells really good. It will kill 99.9% of common germs, which is kind of cool. I don't know what happened with the other 1.1, but I guess you can't say 100%, right? Just in case. It is a non-sticky moisturizing formula with apple extract and glycerin, and it does have the aroma of On Guard. Perfect for on the go. It's also a tiny bottle, under 2 ounces, 50 milliliters. So you can take it on planes, you can take it while you travel and just squirt and go. We have our spray, but sometimes people don't want to use a spray. I know some of you have made your own hand sanitizing gel with ingredients that you're purchasing at a pharmacy, but now here it is, On Guard gel. It is free, of course, of parabens, triclosan, and phthalates, all super toxic things that, yeah, we don't want to have that on our hand sanitizing gel. This is a great addition to the family of products from doTERRA. I'm super excited about seeing this. Here's another interesting product, brand new, Spanish sage. Now, many of you have done something called smudging, where you take basically a bundle of sage, light it on fire, and the sage does not launch into flames like as if it was a log burning in a fireplace, but it kind of becomes cinders and smolders, and that smoky smell, right, is what is known to purify the air. It's that smoky sense of walking around with this branch of sage. Now, I have to say, in my house, if I try to walk around with a big branch of sage, my husband would come and I don't know what, shoot me, because he's very conscious of me not setting my house on fire. Now I have Spanish sage and I don't have to do that. So I know, while it's very elegant and maybe a little bit hip or cool to have maybe a big conch shell in a corner with the bunch of sage, dried sage, just kind of sitting in it. Use that perhaps as decoration, but use your Spanish sage in your diffuser. Don't set your houses on fire. That's not a good thing. It is a refreshing and uplifting scent, but also kind of soothing. And Emily described it as having a slight smoky scent to it. Of course, as I mentioned, you can diffuse it. You want to make sure that if you are using it on your skin, that you do a quick test on your skin. You can take it, it is edible. You can take it with water before important tests or presentations. It's going to be wonderful for concentration and improved executive function. You can, of course, dilute it for a massage. Sage has that rich, almost I want to say it has a slight sweetness to it. Whenever I think of sage, I always think of Thanksgiving and the holiday time. But this is Spanish sage. It's going to be slightly different. I haven't had an opportunity to smell it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be one of our new favorites. It is conducive to focus and concentration. We want to always think the brain, right, when we think of sage, and it helps create an environment that's supportive of memory and cognitive performance when being diffused. So for those of you who are caretakers of your elderly family members, this might be something that you want to add into your diffuser when you are preparing any sort of diffuser blend for your adult, mature family member. This was really the surprise launch at the convention for me. Guaiac wood, which is sometimes commonly known as Palo Santo, but is not exactly the same species. This particular wood, the guaiac wood, is sustainably sourced, which is extremely important. Palo Santo very often is not sustainably sourced, and doTERRA would never become involved in an industry that is not supported and that is choking our environment. So guaiac wood is sourced from downed trees or downed limbs that have come down in the Amazon forest. Emily traveled there. I don't know if you remember, if you follow her on Instagram, she showed herself going into this jungle region with some of the other sourcing partners. What's shocking to me is some people actually guessed what kind of wood she was sourcing. I don't know how they guessed where she was and what kind of wood she was sourcing. I did not. I kind of looked at it quickly and thought, wow, looks magical, but I have absolutely no idea. It does provide a soothing, grounding aroma, tranquil atmosphere. Palo Santo was known to be one of the woods that was used during meditation and to soothe minor skin irritation. It can support the skin's natural hydration. So if you are a person that suffers from chronically dry patches of skin, this might be something you want to consider. I would be blending any essential oil with fractionated coconut oil if I were applying it to the skin topically, because we know all essential oils do not contain fat, right? Because most of them are steam distilled or cold pressed, but there's no fat in there, folks. So if you need something that's going to be soothing, you have to make sure that you're adding in your fractionated coconut oil. You can apply it to minor skin irritations. Consider it for those of you who, I know sometimes on our shins or our elbows or other places, that skin's natural hydration can begin to deteriorate. And we can also diffuse this during the day to support us in your meditation or your prayer practices. Let's talk, I think I have two more for you. Let's talk a little bit about Hope for a moment. So for those of you who had been dedicated purchasers of the Hope Touch, Hope is now available at the same price with PV, and $10 of every purchase price will be donated to the Healing Hands Foundation. So we've gotten sort of, I don't know, an upgrade, if you will. If you were live at convention, you actually received a free roll-on. It was available in the convention kit. It's used to focus on positive, inspiring thoughts. We want to roll it on our wrists and our temples as we're working to create a mindset of just peace and tranquility throughout the day. I love the fact that it's supporting organizations that help people that are severely challenged in their daily lives, specifically young people who have suffered under drug trafficking or human trafficking. So it's an important addition to the doTERRA lineup to know that when I'm purchasing this particular product, I'm getting something that is going to help people around the world wherever trafficking goes on. Our last product that I'm going to show you today is kind of a magical, let's call it a unicorn, because this is something that I don't think anybody thought we were going to get. And that is our jasmine, our distilled jasmine. I know when you think about it, people are thinking, what? How could this possibly be? We have had jasmine absolute for quite a while, but as you know, the extraction process from jasmine flowers is done with a chemical process, which is why our jasmine absolute has to be has a different sort of a smell. But there was a big movement, I guess, in doTERRA and also by the growers of jasmine to try to steam distill jasmine. And here we finally have it. So it is a tiny bottle, 2.5 milliliters. And there's a couple of ways I want to just tell you about using jasmine oil. Beautiful in a bath, absolutely stunning. A single drop in a diffuser can just change an ambiance within seconds. You do want to use it with a carrier oil if you're applying it to the skin, and because it is so incredibly precious. If you're making your own blends, even a single drop will just cause your blends to blossom, literally and figuratively. You can apply it to your skin, and ladies, I would say applying it to your hair could be just a magical way for you to carry jasmine with you throughout the day. It is, or has been traditionally known as an aphrodisiac. So it's an oil that you want to, when you're trying to have just romantic feelings with your partner, or you want to just feel the love, jasmine is the oil that you can be blending into some of your other preparations. I guess Valentine's Day is a ways off, but every day is good for love and for expressing our love towards others. So use your jasmine. I can't wait to smell mine. I have one finally. I'm actually closing on a kind of a reflective moment, if you will. And I just wanted to mention to you, recount to you, and here's Queen Elizabeth II, when she first found out that her father had died, saying, "I declare before you all that my life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong." So on that note, I want to wish you a very happy and joyful week. I will not see you next week. I'll see you actually in 2 weeks. In the meantime, stay tuned because we're going to be having lots of shorts popping up over the next, and I hope you've been enjoying those on this channel. It's they're actually fun to make, so I hope you're enjoying them. Thank you for having been here, everyone, and have a wonderful week. So for those of you who are still on live, thank you for joining us. And we want to make sure that, here we go. We want to make sure that if you're on live, you'll stay with us. For everybody who's on YouTube, have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye now.